Picture this tonight. You open your fridge, and there it is. Yesterday's rice, a piece of chicken, maybe some spinach you cooked because you were trying to be good. You pop it in the microwave, eat it, and feel responsible. Efficient, health. But here's the question almost nobody asks. When you cook food, cool it, store it, and then heat it again. Are you always eating the same food? Not emotionally the same, chemically. Not in a dramatic one bite and you're doomed way. More like tiny changes that, if you repeat them often enough, your body has to deal with over and over again. Your liver processes the byproducts. Your gut handles the irritant. Your cells manage the extra oxidative stress. And the uncomfortable part is this. Some of the most common leftovers in millions of refrigerators are also some of the most sensitive to reheating and storage mistakes. I'm Dr. Alex Thorn, and if there's one pattern I keep seeing in metabolic health, inflammation, and digestive issues, it's this. The risk isn't always the food itself. It's the combination of heat, time, oxygen, and bacteria after the meal is already cooked. So no, this isn't me telling you to fear leftovers. Reheating food is not automatically dangerous, but certain foods are far more likely to cause problems when they're stored poorly, reheated multiple times, or kept in that warm in-between zone too long. Let me walk you through 5 everyday foods people reheat without thinking, what can go wrong, and how to handle them smarter. One is a healthy vegetable, one is a global staple, and the last one, a lot of families reheat it several times a week. Quick pattern to remember as we go. It's rarely one meal, it's the repeated habit. Alright, first, the one that surprises people. You cook spinach. It's nutrient dense, full of vitamins and antioxidants. Great choice, but leafy greens like spinach naturally contain nitrate. In fresh vegetables, nitrates aren't automatically bad. Your body can even use them in beneficial ways. The issue is what can happen when cooked. Leafy greens are cooled, stored, and then reheated, especially if storage is sloppy. Over time, nitrates can convert into nitrites, and under certain conditions, nitrites can participate in reactions that form nitrosamines. Some nitrosamines have been studied for decades because certain forms are linked to cancer risk in laboratory settings. Let me be very clear. Reheated spinach is not a cancer cell. This is about probability and condition. The risk lever is repeated reheating and poor storage. If you want a simple rule, cook leafy greens in a portion you'll finish, or store them quickly and reheat gently only once, or just eat the leftovers cold or room temp, like in a salad. Now the staple food eaten by billions, rice. With reheated rice, the main concern isn't chemistry, it's bacteria. Rice can carry spores of a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. Cooking can kill active bacteria, but spores can survive. Then if the cooked rice sits out too long at room temperature, especially in that warm zone, those spores can wake up, multiply, and produce toxins. And here's the part people miss. Reheating can kill bacteria, but it doesn't reliably destroy the toxins once they're formed. That's why rice is one of those seems harmless, but can bite you leftovers. So what's the safer approach? Cool rice quickly. Don't leave the pot on the stove for hours. Put it in shallow containers, refrigerate promptly, and when you reheat it thoroughly, and only once. The more times you warm it, cool it, warm it again, the more chances microbes get to grow. Third, reheating fried foods. Fries, fried chicken, fried snacks. The issue isn't the potato or the chicken, it's the oil. When oils are heated to high frying temperatures, they oxidize. Think of it like the rusting of fats. That process creates breakdown products like aldehydes and lipid peroxides, reactive compounds that can irritate tissues and contribute to oxidative stress in the body. Now do that twice. Frying is one high heat hit. Reheating a fried food, especially aggressively, adds another round of heat stress to already stressed fat, so that leftover basket of fries isn't just yesterday's fries, warm. Chemically, it's nudged further in the direction you don't want. Again, one reheated fried meal isn't a catastrophe. The concern is the pattern, week after week. If you're going to eat fried food, the best time is fresh. If you do reheat it, use an oven or air fryer rather than microwaving when possible, and avoid repeated reheats of the same batch. Fourth, chicken, the healthy protein. Chicken is a great protein choice for a lot of people, which is exactly why it's one of the most reheated leftovers out there. The main issue here isn't that reheated chicken becomes toxic, it's that high heat, especially repeated high heat heavy browning, can increase the formation of compounds like advanced glycation end products, and in some cooking styles, heterocyclamine. These compounds show up when proteins react under high temperatures, and they've been studied because certain types can act like biological irritants, adding to oxidative stress and inflammatory load. The practical takeaway is boring but powerful. Store cooked chicken properly, don't keep reheating the same container over and over, and when you reheat it, use gentler, more even heat. If you use a microwave, stir it, rotate it, let it rest, and make sure it's heated evenly. Because uneven heating isn't just a food safe problem, it also creates hotspots where reactions happen more aggressively. Fifth, potatoes. And yes, potatoes can be a good food, but the way we reheat them matters. When starchy foods like potatoes are fried, roasted, or browned deep, they can form acrylamide, a compound that forms at high heat during during browning. Acrylamide has been studied because high doses in animal models have been linked to harmful effects, so researchers track closely in food. And here's where leftovers come in. If you roast potatoes until dark, store them, and then re-crisp them hard the next day, especially in oil, you're essentially running the same browning chemistry. A quick side note, cooled potatoes can form resistant starch, which can actually be beneficial for gut bacteria. So the goal isn't fear potatoes, it's don't repeatedly blast them at high heat until they're deeply brown. If you're reheating potatoes, gentler heat and lighter browning is a smart move. And if they were fried once, try not to fry them again. Now the final one, processed meats, sausages, bacon, hot dog, deli meat. Processed meats often contain nitrites or nitrates as preservative. These are regulated and they serve a purpose. But when nitrites are exposed to high heat, especially repeatedly, they can take part in reactions that form nitrosamine, which is where the concern rises. Again, one reheated hot dog isn't the end of your health. The theme is frequency, heat, and repetition. If processed meats are part of your diet, try not to make reheated processed meat a daily habit. Use gentler reheating and minimize repeated high heat cycles. So if you zoom out, here's the pattern across all 5 foods: spinach and leafy greens. Storage and repeated reheating can encourage conversions that you'd rather minimize. Rice, improper cooling and storage can allow toxin formation that reheating won't fix. Fried foods, reheating pushes already oxidized oils further. Chicken, repeated high heat and heavy browning can increase irritating compound. Processed meats, nitrites plus high heat can increase nitrosamine formation risk. 5 different food, 5 different mechanisms, same underlying theme. Reheating is not always chemically neutral, and the solution isn't panic. It's a few simple kitchen habits that quietly reduce risk over the long term. Cool cooked food quickly, store it properly in the fridge. Don't let cooked food sit out for hours. Reheat only what you plan to eat, so you're not reheating the same container again and again. And when possible, choose gentler reheating over repeated intense browning, because health isn't built in one perfect meal, and it's not destroyed by one imperfect one either. It's built in thousands of small decisions, most of them happening right in your kitchen. So tonight, when you open your refrigerator and see leftovers waiting, don't look at them with fear. Look with awareness. Ask 2 simple questions. How long has this been sitting here? And has it already been reheated once? If this made you rethink how you store or reheat food, comment leftovers below and tell me which one you reheat the most. Rice, chicken, fried foods, potatoes, or processed meats. If enough people want it, I'll do a follow-up on the safest ways to cool, store, and reheat everyday meals without creating the issues we talked about today. And if you want more doctor-led breakdowns, quiet, everyday habits that matter more than people realize, subscribe. No fear, no hype, just practical science you can actually use.